Hi guys, my name is Nikki Patel. I'm one of the dietitians here at Leno Health, and today I wanted to go over the most common side effects that you may or may not experience on GLP-1s. If you haven't experienced it yet, maybe you want to watch this just to be prepared. So today I'll be going over everything you'll know about nausea while being on GLP-1s, why it happens, what's normal versus what's not normal, when should you contact your provider, the common symptoms behind nausea, and then how to alleviate those symptoms. Plus, I have some bonus information, so stick to the end. So, why does the nausea happen while you're on these medications? As we may or may not know, GLP-1 works on the digestive tract as well as on your brain. It slows down motility. So, that is the muscles contracting to get things moving in your digestive tract. That slows down. So, your food sits in your stomach longer, and that signals to your brain that you're fuller quicker. So you might find while being on these medications, you'll have about 4 bites and you feel full because that food is sitting in your stomach longer rather than moving along. But what that also creates is some of those nausea symptoms. So I want to go over what's normal and what's not normal when it comes to nausea, because maybe you start getting signs of nausea and you feel like you need to contact your provider. But there is I want to say, threshold of symptoms that if you start experiencing them, I would want you to get some help as soon as possible. So let's start with normal first. Mild to moderate nausea after injections, especially when you're first starting out and you're going up in dose, can be very normal, especially early in the morning, might subside throughout the day. You'll have reduced appetite, like we talked about in the previous slide. You'll have a few bites. You'll notice that you'll get fuller quicker, and so it'll be sooner than expected. Vomiting might happen here and there, but it's improving over time. So as your body adjusts, you see that clearing away. But what's not normal, and I want you to contact your provider if any of this is happening and possibly stop the medication as soon as possible so you don't have any further complications, is that if you are vomiting daily and you're unable to keep down fluids, so you are possibly, running into issues of dehydration, you're having severe abdominal pain, especially kind of in that upper right quadrant, and it's like a constant pain that is there, especially if you're vomiting daily and you're having constipation. So, things aren't really moving along in your digestive tract. It's slowed down too much, so things are coming up, plus things aren't being released downwards, and so we might want to stop the medication from there. Some common symptoms of nausea, so this is what normal may look like, is like I said, you're going to feel full after a few bites. You might have a now new aversion to foods that you once liked. For some, it's like if they really like spicy food, now they feel averted by it because, like I said, that food is going to sit in your stomach for longer, and spicy foods tend to not do so well sitting there. You might have the nausea in the morning or after eating. Dizziness due to low intake of water. Dehydration is something that's also found with people taking GLP-1. So you want to make sure that even though your hunger cues are off, your hydration cues are off too, and you're still continuously hydrating yourself. You might find gas with the slow digestion, bloating, and belching because obviously food is sitting in your stomach for longer. It's going to create gases that are either going to feel like that sense of bloatingness or that you're going to have some burps. So how can we help alleviate these symptoms and really just try to stay away from nausea, try to be more preventative about this? So you will find that you won't eat full meals, so small meals is really encouraged, and slow eating. So you want to make sure that you're kind of enhancing the digestion that's happening with the medication. If digestion is slower, then we want to eat a little bit slower. Protein first, so that we are prioritizing that you're still getting your protein needs in the day. I found that soft and gentle options in the morning are very helpful. Instead of like having some eggs, maybe you swap it for Greek yogurt. Obviously, avoiding greasy fried foods, those are going to sit in your stomach for longer and really cause irritation and maybe possible acid reflux. If you want to help with the nausea in the morning, I have found that ginger, peppermint tea, and those electrolyte fluids really help because you're coming off of possible dehydration from the day before. To try to get that hydration in first thing in the morning can really help. And then spacing meals. So instead of eating those 3 large meals in the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, possibly going for small meals that are 5 to 6 times a day, maybe splitting up breakfast into some tea and like some nuts in the morning with a little bit of fruit and then a yogurt an hour later. I have found that if you don't force big meals, people tend to have less nausea while on these medications. And then some quick bonus tips because I want to help you guys out here. Some important things to note that could actually worsen your nausea. People think that, I'm nauseous, I don't want to eat, but really like skipping meals can actually make your nausea worse. So I would try to just eat a little bit throughout the day, see what you can do. Drink your fluids between meals, so not while eating. That creates less of that like heaviness sloshing effect that might help with the nausea symptoms. And of course, like we spoke about before, eat smaller meals to avoid larger portions, avoid caffeine on an empty stomach, and any carbonated drinks because it's going to obviously cause some more of that belching. And in the previous module, I went over how to hit your protein goals, especially on a day that maybe your appetite is super low or you're experiencing extreme nausea on a day, but you still feel like, you want to meet some of your goals, you want to maintain some of your muscle mass. Here's some really smart tips that came from the other lecture on how to help reach maybe 80 grams of protein without ever eating a full meal. So if you want to check out that lecture, I'm going to post the link down below in the description. And of course, if you ever need any more personalized guidance, maybe while on GLP-1s, you're dealing with also diabetes, high cholesterol, maybe you want to focus on your A1C levels while on GLP-1s, you can get more personalized guidance with the dietitians here at Leno Health. You can get one-on-one counseling, a community chat where you can ask questions and lean on for support, and some live events to learn more. Thank you guys for watching. If you got this far, comment down below any tips that maybe I left out that you've been working on, if you've experienced any nausea and what's worked for you. Have a good one.